Well, coming up on Thursday, the Video Club is going to present the critical role of video in NASA project. And Steve Carman is with me today. Not only is he a part of the Video Club, he has a great history with NASA, right?
That's right, yes. I counted them the number of years in my 47-year career. I had 40 of them on NASA projects.
Wow.
And enjoyed it because NASA is unclassified and I can go home and talk to my wife about what I'm doing. Otherwise, I couldn't.
So where were you working on NASA projects? Was it like a JPL, or did you go to Houston or Florida, or a little bit of everything?
All of the above. I have working for contractors to do the work that I'm going to talk about, and there were 3 or 4 contractors along the way. Martin Marietta, Northrop Grumman was the last, and TRW was bought by them. So between TRW and Northrop, I had 35 years of my career before I retired. And so that was JPL, that was Houston, Cape at Florida, all kinds of different venues.
And of course, the subject of this is the video on NASA. And you know, I think many of us certainly remember, you know, our first real thought of video of NASA was, of course, the moon landing.
That's right.
And
yeah.
there was video before that, but that's, I think, what most people think of, or it's ingrained in their memory. Certainly mine.
Yes, yes. One small step for man, one giant leap for mankind, as Armstrong put it. I actually have a little clip for that starts with NASA from that landing, and it's kind of funny because it's so grainy and black and white and fuzzy that by today's standards we would consider it pretty crummy video.
Yeah.
But at one point, the guy on the ground, the astronaut, asks the people watching, say, "Well, what's the quality of the TV?" And the guy on the ground says, "Oh, it's great."
Well, we'll play that clip, and you know what's, you know, people, you got to think back, and of course now, you know, they often talk the power that is in your smartphone is like 10 times the power of the onboard computers of what was on Apollo.
Absolutely.
But also you have to think of, when you look at the video of the moon landing and the walk here, first thing I want to ask, was this film? Did they have videotape back then? Or was this a film camera doing this? How? And of course it had to be massive compared to today.
Yeah, no, it was video in the sense we understand video, but the bandwidth was pretty low, so
yeah,
it's pretty.
And really, if I'm not mistaken, wasn't it? It was being. I recall anyway as a kid that seeing live from the moon.
Yeah.
So you had the onboard camera, but the video was being captured back in Houston or wherever.
Sure. Right. Yes.
Yeah.
And they would play it back. So compared to the quality that we expect today from video, it was pretty primitive originally.
It was, but at the time it wasn't, because most people at the end of the 1960s still had black and white TVs. You know, having a color TV was kind of a luxury back then.
Yeah.
So in reality, it was pretty impressive. So what was it? You know, the video, of course, the Skylab and Viking and all these different things. I think that overall, at least from my opinion, the video played a critical role in people finding out and knowing about NASA, what they did, and also, in a sense, it was promoting what NASA did as well.
Sure. People enjoyed the space biz and wanted to see what they could see. NASA provided the images, and it was good to be a part of that. But so we have mostly animation when you think about it, because we're trying to show how it's going to be.
Yeah.
And the animation that I'm going to be showing, some is on the screen now, the L-Cross, where we discovered water on the moon. And then I'm also going to show samples of the James Webb Space Telescope, which is going to be launched in 2020, the largest telescope ever. And that, to me, is an amazing amount of animation.
Now, is that being launched by NASA?
Yeah.
It is, okay.
It's going to be launched out of French Guiana on an Ariane rocket. And it's located on the equator, which helps. So if you think about the Earth spinning, by launching on the equator, you can take the spin of the Earth as part of your boost.
Yeah.
So that will be the launch. But it's such a complicated, huge array of stuff that had to wrap around the rocket. So the video of how it unfolds is amazing. It's going to take a month or so to just deploy.
Wow.
And then when it ends up, it's going to be 1 million miles from Earth. So there's no such thing as we had on Hubble, where we had some problems, and they went up with the shuttle, and we're able to have astronauts work on it.
Yeah.
No, not going to happen here.
Yeah.
It's got to work right the first time.
Yeah. Hey, let me ask you, just out of curiosity, since you spent so much time working on projects for NASA, how do you see NASA today as far as the projects doing? Of course, now you have independent companies, SpaceX and things like that, doing their stuff. Do you think NASA plays less of a role? Do you see some really good things on the horizon for them? Are they still the leader in, in space exploration?
I think they're the leader in setting the goals, the direction we want to go. Companies like SpaceX are doing a wonderful job of helping to keep the cost to a minimum by finding alternate ways to do launch vehicles. Yeah. I know Elon Musk is a champion for let's go to Mars. Yeah. We've been to Mars. I'm going to talk about my first experience with Viking landing on Mars. It's a long way away. Yeah. And so the transmission from there takes, 20 minutes for the signal to get back. Right. So if you're going to have a conversation, it would be a real slow process. Yeah, it would. But yeah. Well,
if you folks want to find out more about this, the Video Club's meeting will be this Thursday at 6:30 in the Video Lab, which is right adjacent to Clubhouse 2. And Steve Carman is going to present the critical role of video in NASA space projects. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. As you can see here, he is just a wealth of knowledge when it comes to NASA, and it should be a really fun evening, and people are going to learn a lot. So I appreciate you coming on.
Yeah, great. Yeah.
Thank you much.
Hope people come out. It's free.
Yeah.
Open to everyone.
We'll have to get you back on again and just talk about NASA. That would be fun.
Sounds good.
All right, Steve. You take care. Always
Thanks,
good.
Ken.
We'll be back.